Hello and welcome to the first episode of the Nerdy Geek channel. In this episode, I will show you my comic book collection of Marvel. Now, let's start. First, I want to show you my epic collections. The first is Thor Epic Collection, the God of Thunder, which collects Journey into Mystery 83 to 109. It's pretty awesome. So far, I haven't read it all, but as far as I am, it's pretty good. Although it's a little bit old-fashioned, as all epic collections. Let's move on to the next epic collection. The next epic collection is the Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes. I actually love this book because it's just the Avengers. It was my one of my first epic collections. It collects the Avengers 1 to 20. It's absolutely awesome. It's look how awesome these pictures are. I don't know if you can see it, but it's awesome. I really recommend this book. It's awesome. Right, let's move on to the next epic collection. This is actually my first epic collection I bought. It's from Spider-Man, Great Power. It collects Amazing Fantasy 15, with the origins of Spider-Man himself, and Spider-Man 1 to 17, and Spider-Man Annual 1. It's pretty amazing, and I loved it. Mainly because of the fact that I love Spider-Man myself, and it's just great with all the classical villains like the Vulture, the Sandman, Dr. Octopus, Kraven, Electro, Mysterio, also the Green Goblin. It's amazing. It's awesome. Alright. The next epic collection is the X-Men, Children of the Atom. There's only one epic collection of the X-Men, and this one collects the X-Men 1 to 23. I haven't read it, out, but as far as I am, it's pretty great. It could be better, but it's great. Just good. I think the new team after X-Men Johnny Stark's X-Men 1 is better, but we will come to that later. Alright. And the last epic collection I have for now, I probably will buy more. I will probably buy them all, but it's Iron Man, the War Games. Now, this is pretty great too, because it's a little less old-fashioned than the other epic collections I own, and it actually collects Iron Man 258 to Iron Man 277. I think it's, so far I've read it, it's pretty good with Fin Fang Foom, James Rhodes, and Iron Man himself, and the Living Laser, and Armor Wars. It's pretty great. Alright, that were all my epic collections. Now let's go to the Marvel Masterworks. I just own one Marvel Masterworks so far. I am planning to buy more, but that's for later. Now, this is the Incredible Hulk Marvel Masterworks 2. And I almost done with it. I just have to read the last two issues. It collects Tales to Astonish 59 to 79. It's pretty great. Yeah, it could be. It's not the best one I've ever read, but it's good. With the leader, first appearance of the leader, and the Hulk traveling to all these places, meeting people, being hated, being feared, losing the ability to think normal, gaining the ability to think normal, lose it again, and leader death. It's pretty great. Alright, so now let's move on to the Marvel Essentials I own. This is Doctor Strange, number 4. It's a pretty thick book. It's pretty light, although it's thick. I think it's great, mainly because I love Doctor Strange. It's really great. Some of you might don't know, Essentials are in black and white. It doesn't influence the reading experience, a little bit, but it's not making it worse or something. It's just good. All right, let's move on to the next epic collection, essential. Sorry, that's the Fantastic Four 3. It's collects Fantastic Four 41 to 63 in Animals 3 and 4. And if you listen closely, you can hear, and this is it includes the first appearance of Galactus. I don't know, I can't look it up right now, but it's pretty great so far. I haven't read it yet, but it's great. Right, the other essential I own is Iron Man Essential 1. It collects Total Suspense 39 to 72. It's black and white. I haven't read it pretty far, but as far as I've read it, it's pretty great. It's just good. Alright, the last essential I own is of Captain America Essential 1. It collects Tales of Suspense 59 to 92 and Captain America 100 to 102. Now, this one I actually enjoyed really, really much reading. It's, I don't know, even though it's black and white, it's just great. Maybe because Captain America itself is just great. I really recommend this, mainly because it's just great. Yeah, it's great. And now let's move on to a couple of others pretty old comics I own. Is one of those is Secret Wars. I just finished it. It's collecting Secret Wars 1 to 12. It's absolutely amazing. A lot of things happen. Although it's just like the basic child thing, let's put all the Marvel supervillains and all the Marvel superheroes together and let them fight. That's the principle, but the story around it is just great with all the 3D and it's not a plot twists. And Spider-Man got his black suit here. The Hulk becomes brutal again, and Brent Grimm leads the Fantastic Four for the first time. It's just great. I really recommend this. It's just one of the best stories I've ever read. Seriously, it's great. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Is The Uncanny X-Men, The Dark Phoenix Saga. This story is almost as great as Secret Wars. It's just fantastic with the death of Jean Grey. As we know later, it was just a copy made by the Phoenix Force, and yeah, all that's gonna BS. It collects Uncanny X-Men 129 to 137. I really enjoyed it mainly because it's also the new team. It's not that the drawings are pretty old-fashioned, but like the things they say is less old-fashioned. Just to say, I really enjoyed reading this, and I really recommend it. And now to probably the biggest and best story ever made in Marvel history itself is probably the Infinity Gauntlet. It's just fabulous. I really recommend it. It collects the Infinity Gauntlet 1 to 6. It's slightly bigger issues. I think it's probably 40 pages per issue. It's great. Thanos kills half the universe. Lots of heroes died. Actually, they almost all die, and of course they are brought back to life at the end. But it's just amazing. I really didn't see coming that everybody died. I just felt like they just beat him, and yeah, I really recommend it. I think this is the best story I've ever read in Marvel. Yeah, there's no words to describe it. Alright, let's move on to some other issues I have. I've got the whole Superior Spider-Man series collection. It's just amazing. This is actually the first comic book I've bought in a comic book store. It's the second comic I actually bought. It's just great. I have some good memories reading this at the couch in front of the fire. I don't know how to say it in English, but it's absolutely amazing. Spider-Man dies. Oh my god, I really didn't see that coming. It collects Spider-Man 698 to 700 and Superior Spider-Man 1 to 5. It's just great to see how Octavius, Dr. Octopus, switch minds with Spider-Man himself and becomes the hero afterwards, although it's kind of an anti-hero with kind of bad habits. It's great. I think the whole Superior Spider-Man is great. Superior Spider-Man series is great. I'm not going to show you all of them, but it's just great. I really recommend this to read because, yeah, it's just great. Right, I also have the Amazing Spider-Man after the Superior Spider-Man when Peter Parker controls his own body again. It collects Amazing Spider-Man 1 to 6. It's good. The introduction of Silk, someone I don't like her really. Although it's a pretty good principle idea of that Spider-Man was not the only one who was bitten by a radioactive spider or the radioactive spider. So because you see here, I'm going to show you really quickly. Look like here. Here you see that Pete Parker is bitten. You do see the spider walk away, and there. Oh, sorry, you can't see it pretty well. Very good. There, he bites another girl. Silk. It's a great idea, but I don't like Silk. Personality itself, and I really don't like what they've done with the what's her name, the midget. Oh, sorry, that's me. The small Maria, I think she's called. I think they were a great couple, even though it wasn't really Peter Parker in the body back then, but I thought they were a great couple, and I don't know why they ended it. Why shouldn't it work? Of course, it's hard, but yeah, it's just rude how Peter Parker set her aside just by immediately kissing Silk, who he only knew for like 1 day, even shorter, and yeah, it's just awful. Whole Silk persona, it's just awful. Right, I've also got the Fantastic Four, the World's Greatest Comics. This happens between the Fantastic Four issue 100 and 101. I don't know, it's just a small limited series from the Fantastic Four World's Greatest Comics magazine 1 to 12. It's a good story with Dr. Doom, as always, takes like deep, almost invisible power. All the heroes gather to beat him. Everybody succeeds. But yeah, it's just basically what always happens. But I think it's a pretty good story, although it's just predictable. Alright, the next story I want to show you is The Avengers Disassembled. It is, it's, I don't know how to say about it. It's, the one time I think it's very good, on time I think wah. But overall, it's a pretty good story. Yeah, good is the word to describe it. It collects the Avengers 500 to 503 and Avengers Final. It's a good story with Scarlet Witch going mad, attacking all the Avengers, and the Avengers, several Avengers die, although not for long as usual. But it's a good story, and I enjoyed reading it. It was actually the last comic I bought in the Netherlands before I moved to Denmark. Yes, I moved to Denmark. And I've got Avengers plus X-Men Volume 3. This, it's just like an own series. It's just fun to read. It's not, it's just funny to read. It's not really good or particularly good. It's just, if you want to read something that's apart from like the whole big thing that happens everywhere, it's probably best to read Avengers plus X-Men just to enjoy. And there are lots of people, characters in here. Like, I recommend this to read if you want to read something else, just to get to know the persons better, the characters better. It actually collects Avengers plus X-Men 13 to 18. It's pretty good. Alright, the next one is the Infinity Abyss. Thanos the Infinity Abyss. It's a good story. It was the first story that I bought with Thanos itself. It's collected Infinity Abyss 1 to 6. It's about that Thanos created some clones of himself with with the same idea of destroying the universe. And the universe is going to be destroyed because of one person who is dying, and is this magical person who is in a alternate dimension or something, or in the center of the galaxy. I don't know. Who holds the universe together, and if he dies, there must be a successor or something, one who inherits his powers, and there is a little girl on Earth, and yeah, they just need to fight to get the girl to place. It's a good story. Alright, another story I own is Guardians of the Galaxy and all new X-Men, The Trial of Jean Grey. I actually read it before I read the Dark Phoenix saga, so it's a little, unclear to me some things. It collects the Guardians of the Galaxy 11 to 13 and X-Men 20, all new X-Men 22 to 24. It's a good story, I think. It's a good story. It's a good story. With Jean Grey getting captured by the Imperial Guard and sentenced to death for a crime she hasn't yet committed. Because the all new X-Men are brought from the past to the future by the Beast, not the Dead Beast, but the Furry Beast, who he actually becomes after a while. But to show them what they become later, and to prevent Cyclops from going mad by the Phoenix Force and stuff. But eventually they are stuck in the future and can't go back, and it's pretty great. Another story I own is the Uncanny X-Men during Avengers vs. X-Men. It collects Uncanny X-Men 15 to 20. It's it's not. It's just a normal story. I don't know what I have else to say about it, but it's a really good story though, and I enjoyed reading it. Of course, it's during the time that the Phoenix, that Cyclops, and the other 4 X-Men. I don't know all their names. I forgot a few names. Possess the Phoenix Force and go mad by the Force, and eventually Cyclops kills Charles Xavier. Spoiler alert. Well, everybody knows that. It's not that shocking, I guess, and it's pretty great actually. Alright, the next 2 stories are The Avengers, Avengers World, and Avengers The Last Fight Event. Yeah, that's better. And it collects 1 to 11. It's pretty weird. I didn't understand it at the first time I read it. But it's about that the universe is. The first story is that the Avengers, the original Avengers, the current Avengers are captured by aliens who. I don't know how to explain it. It's too difficult. I will explain it in another video, but. It's a good story if you want to get into the Avengers and you don't want to read like all the things that happened before. It's just a fresh start. Although I recommend reading the New Avengers, not the New Avengers after Avengers is assembled, but the Illuminati New Avengers are reading with it, because it explains it explains way more than this. The last 4 stories I have are Thor, volume 1, collecting Thor 1 to 6, I don't know, but it happened after. I don't know. Yeah, it's really weird for if you start reading Thor at this issue. It's he yeah, Asgard is apparently destroyed, and Thor is the sole survivor. The sole survivor. He goes back after a sort of limbo where he combines himself with John Blake once again, and he's going to rebuild Asgard on Earth. Try and all the people of Asgard, the gods, the Asgardian gods, are dead and are like into an Earthling, placed into an Earthling, and Thor finds them one by one, and yeah, it's a good story though. Yeah, although you have to know what happened before it. The other story is the Indestructible Hulk, Gods and Monsters. I thought it's a really good story, and it's yeah, the artwork is something else. I really enjoyed it. The Hulk goes through a portal. The Bruce Banner and his team made a portal to other worlds, and they go to Asgard before before the time that the Hulk and Thor first met. So Thor doesn't know the Hulk, and ice giants attack, and they're stuck, and other things. And after they get back to Earth, something with Baron Zemo happens in Daredevil. It's good. I enjoyed reading it. Right, the other ones are Venom, Lethal Protector. It's a series of Venom's own series when he was attached to Eddie Brock. It's it's a good story. It involves Spider-Man and a few other symbiotes. And it collects Venom Lethal Protector 1 to 6. It's a good story. And the last one is Ghost Rider Engines of Vengeance, the all new Ghost Rider. I mean, volume 1. It collects Ghost Rider 1 to 5. I am not a big fan of Ghost Rider, but I enjoyed reading it. So, yeah, it's a pretty good story. It's about a boy who becomes the Ghost Rider, and at night he becomes a Ghost Rider and kills people, apparently. Oh wait, I got some old vintage comics myself. I have to get them. Wait a minute. Sorry, I've got these. Right, the first one is Marvel Milestone Hulk 1. It's not good actually. The second one is the Uncanny X-Men 202 during Secret Wars 2 with Beyonder. It's a good story. Alright, the third one is X-Men 150. It's a good story before Magneto became good and stuff. It's good. Alright, now we're getting to the really old comic. Oh wait, no. One first. It's The Amazing Spider-Man 313. And this is actually the first comic I've ever bought. I bought it online before I knew there was a comic book store in my neighborhood. But it's a good, I enjoyed reading it. Alright, now we get to the really old comics. Now, the first one is Tales of Suspense 67 with Iron Man and Captain America. This one is in this condition is worth around $10 to $15, not worth very much. The next one is Tales to Astonish with Giant Man and the Hulk. 68 before 69, which was the last appearance of Giant Man. Not the last, but the last time he had his own comic series. it's worth around $15-20 or something, and yeah, it's good. Now to my most prized and most valuable possession of my whole comic collection is this one. It's still Swiss Stone 45. Second appearance of the Wasp, a second appearance of Egghead. It's worth around $120, and on eBay the average sale price is around $220. It's worth a lot for me. It's not like, whoa, it's $1 million. It's just $120, but it's enough, I think. Right, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you subscribe and leave a comment. See you later.